Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. In this video, I will be doing my preview for the upcoming semi-final between Fiji and Samoa for the Vancouver Sevens. But if you do enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. But nonetheless, let's get straight into this preview. Right, so this game is a match that as soon as I saw both Fiji and Samoa returning to the Sevens circuit, I wanted to see this one, and it has now taken place as part of the Vancouver Sevens semi-final. This game deserves to be a final, but it is not. They have got one more task after this one, and that will be facing either Argentina or Australia. But first of all, we will look through these two sides, how they got to the semi-final. Both of them having very good games in their quarterfinals. So first of all, we will look through how they made it through to their semi-final matchup. So for Fiji in Pool A, they were victorious over England, Kenya, and also the USA, which was a very big game for them. At the end, they were able to win that one 33 points to 12, which then booked them a spot in the semi-final to take on France. Now, that was never going to be an easy game for them. The Fijians, though, they fought hard throughout that game, came back from being behind near the end of that game, and it was Jerry Tawai who was able to score that one, and he did end up making the full-time score, 24 points to 21 in favour of Fiji. Now, looking through at what Samoa did in their group stage, they did have New Zealand, Wales and Japan in their group. They did have a very narrow loss to New Zealand, and something that is impressive with that loss was the fact that they were down to 6 men for a majority of that match. Scanlon did end up getting a red card very early on, but New Zealand just sneaking that game 31 points to 24. Other than that, though, Samoa getting 2 wins over Wales and Japan, and they were looking very good heading into the quarterfinal, and then the game happened. South Africa versus Samoa, 28 points to 17 in favour of Samoa. They were playing absolutely incredibly. That first half, they were up 21-0 up against South Africa, which is just an insane margin to be in, up against the side that are the defending champs. This is South Africa we are talking, the team that recently had a 38-match winning streak, and Samoa just seemed to dominate. They had more possession, more territory, more everything in that game. Although I said more everything, they did end up with more injuries. Unfortunately, Milani Matavao, he took quite a head knock in that game, so it is kind of 50-50 of whether or not he will be available for this Fijian game, and that is a huge hit to the Samoan side, as he looks like he is definitely one of the keys for Samoa. But now, speaking of key players, I will look through both of the squads and give you guys a little bit of an insight of who I think will be able to perform in these games. First of all, for Fiji, Nathunu, he has been absolutely outstanding in the last little while now. Every time I have to give this guy a mention, another Valo. He's scoring so many tries, and I believe he continues his record of, since making his debut in Singapore, he has scored in every single game that he has played in, and he has played in about 10, and I think he's got 14 tries in the process, which is just an absolute insane strike rate. So I guess if you were going to say safe money would be for him to score in this game, but it's always hard to tell. Of course, in the game of sevens, Jerry Tawai, experience for days, and certainly can help a side at halftime get themselves back into the game if Samoa start the same way that they did up against South Africa. And then one more player that I will say is Davida Dalgunu, because he has actually been coming into his own recently. He's been looking pretty solid. So he is my last player for Fiji. Then looking through now at Samoa, like I mentioned him a little bit earlier on, Milani Matavao, he has got to be one. But someone else who's going brilliantly, Steve Onasai. He has been scoring for fun, he's been looking quick, and he has got a huge amount of strength. But this game, it's just going to be brute force versus brute force. Have you ever tried throwing 2 brick walls at each other? It's pretty tricky to do. That is literally what this game will be. Fiji, Samoa, everyone's ended up bruised after this matchup, and it will be a very hard-hitting encounter. I will also go with Va'a Apelo Maliko. He has been sensational for Samoa, scoring a lot of tries. He's actually the leading try scorer in the competition, even though Marcos Maneta is right behind him. Still a little bit of an advantage for Apelo Maliko, and I'm hoping that he also will have a good game. Then alongside those two, another player that I'm keeping a close eye on for Samoa in this game is Valvasa Afa. He has been great as well for Samoa, but this game, I'm going to try and give a score prediction. It's probably going to be well and truly wrong, but for me in this game, it's going to start quick. It's going to start with a lot of offloads, and then I think both sides are then going to start to go a little bit more structured in the way that they play, which may mean that we see quite a few quick tries in this game. So for me, I'm going to say, it's hard to bet against the defending champs at the moment, so I'm going to say Fiji win it 24 points to 12. I think it will be close, but Fiji, it's very hard to bet against them. Samoa, if they play like they did up against South Africa, they certainly have the potential of being able to win this game, but I'm more worried about whether or not Milani Matavao will be available, as he is one of the co-captains. That's the experience side of things, so if he is not playing, I'm actually going to give Fiji an extra try and I will say the score will be 29 points to 12. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be doing our watch along live stream on the channel for this matchup, so be sure to tune in for that as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all for the next one.